Hey everybody, it's Steven GetMoneyMyrick. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how Season 2 of the Void Arc went for me, some of the things that have changed. I'm going to give a few stats about the leaders and where I finished and how everything went. So I just thought it'd be a fun reflection, look back on how we changed and if we improved at all or not. Before I get into that, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so I want to start with a few things. One of which is that in this round, I was able to get my collector workshop to level 6. In my previous run, I only got to level 4. And part of the reason for that is because I got my arcane nexus up to level 6 in the previous season, whereas I only had to get to level 4 this season. And I probably could have left it at level 3, honestly. I had much more success with the Void Lord this time around, knowing how the attacks are supposed to go. Along with that, within the spaceship lab, I only upgraded some of the skills on the PvE side, and honestly I probably could have gone away with doing even less. I did have one boss carryover on Sector 6, like one extra day, but I finished the boss on Sector 6 with like 2 days remaining and lots of stuff left, and that was with the V2 Athaqua. So there's kind of a question of, can I reduce my spending in PvE a little sooner? Can I maybe not tie up stellar shards with Athaqua, and can maybe get my collector workshop to level 6 just a little bit sooner? The other thing you may have noticed is that because I was able to defeat the Void Lord bosses, I was able to put my stuff into PvP, and that's because there was nothing else for me to really do with it. I didn't need the arcane nexus up higher, and this helps with getting loot as well as looting other people in theory. Now that being said, I did get looted successfully most of the last days despite having my best PvP lineup in there. But in theory, it should help you. So if you can defeat the Void Lord, if you're doing fine in PvE, obviously get your collector workshop up to level 6, but then start putting in these PvP ones so that you're harder to loot and so you can hold on to a few more resources. I wanted to talk about the Central Hall a little bit. Last season, I earned 778,000 Enova crystals, and I rolled over another 89,000. So this season, I finished with 965,000, but since I rolled over some, I actually earned 875,996. So I got basically an extra 100,000 Unova crystals from my previous season, which is pretty dang sweet. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about it, is, I was known as the guy that was big on doing the pet materials and how important those are, and that cores maybe aren't necessarily the best thing to be spending your resources on. And I don't know that I necessarily feel that same way anymore. Specifically, I still think stellar shards are the #1 most important thing you can be getting, and they're still better than cores in my opinion. But beyond that, I've been really burned out with eggs and the 70% chance they have of getting stardust. Going really quick into my tree here, you can see I have a ton of stardust, not much to do with it. Obviously, as I get more evolution materials, I'll be able to spend some of it. But I'm just not able to go anywhere because I don't have the evolution materials. So you could make the argument, obviously, that by getting more eggs and by getting more eggs, that you can get more evolution materials, which will help me spin stardust quicker. But this round, I did basically decide to just go pretty much all in on cores. Again, I still think stellar shards are the most important thing, but the eggs have just left a really sour taste in my mouth with that 70% chance to just be stardust. I don't have all my pets yet, so then I'm delaying my time until I can, get the guaranteed pet, which again gets, evolution materials. I'm still not saying it's necessarily the best, but it definitely burned me out for sure. And so since I didn't buy that egg, I actually bought, profit orbs, a few profit orbs in here. I did buy some crystals of transcendence. So it's kind of a mess how I spent my things. But the short and sweet of it is the eggs I was definitely not filling this season. We'll see if that changes. But right now, they've just left a sour taste on my mouth. I also want to talk about my ranking within the leaderboard. And you can see I'm ranked 214. If you go back and watch one of my old videos, you'll see I was actually ranked exactly 214 as well. So that's just extremely funny that I finished with the exact same ranking. 311, 436 adventure points as opposed to first season. What did I finish at? I had 267, 332. So by using good strategies, I was able to get 40,000 more adventure tokens, which is pretty sweet. And you can see other people have definitely leveled up their game because I still finished in the exact same spot. That being said, I do just also want to call out that last season, Jesus is here, finished first with 390,000 tokens, and he got second this time with 402. And Poco Loco actually got first with 407. Polar Master was second, and he finished fourth. And Norman finished third, and this time he finished sixth. And he went up a lot. He went from 350 to 396. And then Polo was at 368 and got to 400. And then Jesus was at 390 and got to 402. But obviously Poco Loco really stepped up their game and knocked this out, as well as Luna. So congrats to them. I don't think there was too much else I wanted to talk about. Really just wanted to talk about how things went this season. What I'm going to be trying next season will be, I don't know if I'll stick with the same. You know, there's some talk about going for 3 days only and doing a 90% skip pretty much the whole time. It would definitely hurt me with my adventure tokens, but I'd get more Void Lords, which would give more Enova crystals, and you get a few more eggs through the adventure there, because we know where the guaranteed eggs are on the first day on every map now, so you can try and get there and not risk losing any eggs. I'll probably stick with the same strategy. It feels really good to stay in the top 300 here and just get that extra egg and get the more evolution materials, because right now it feels so bad having all this Stardust and nothing to do with it because I'm missing the evolution materials. So that's what I'm leaning towards. Yeah, and I just wanted to give an update of how Season 2 went. If anything changes in Season 3 or I do something drastic, I'll make sure to let you all know. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.